kickoff. Chris Drennan, number 16, will do the kicking chores for Nebraska, a sophomore from Cypress, California. And Oklahoma State is averaging 24.8 yards per kickoff return. Barry Sanders, number 21, and Mitch Nash are the two deep men.
This has been an exciting part of both teams' football, the return teams. And I think you fans watching the game don't get up and leave at a punt return and kickoff return time.
Drennan, the left footer. It'll come to the near side. That's a free ball. And finally, Mitch Nash has to fall on it. He waited dangerously long, but then finally pounced on the floating football at the 11-yard line. At quarterback for Oklahoma State, a sophomore, Mike Gundy.
Exciting.
Garrett Limbrick won't carry the ball much because they have the All-American Thurman Thomas at tailback.
Number 1 in the country.
At the skill positions, the wide receivers, both 6'4", Hartley Dykes and Ronnie Williams. Ronnie Williams was a starting quarterback a year ago, early in the season. Gave way to this man, number 12, Mike Gundy. First down from the 11. Gundy's going deep on first down, and the receiver slipped. The pass is overthrown. Gerard Green, number 19, had come in with a special play to open the game, and he was there. At center for Oklahoma State, John Bovair. He is flanked by the guards, Chris Stanley and Doug Meacham. And the tackles, Mike Wolf and Byron Woodard.
Woodard, a 300-pounder.
Probably the best of that front bunch.
Definitely.
Really an average offensive line. The tight end is Brian Keith, and J.R. Dillard will play a lot in that spot, too. Second and 10. Thurman Thomas to the 14-yard line. He gained 3.
Vern, as you watch Thurman Thomas run, you'll note that when he gets into traffic and into cracks, he really lowers that center of gravity and finds that gap to run through.
There's Thomas. Nebraska's defense will line up this way. Lawrence Pete is the nose tackle. Others on the front line, Neil Smith and Tim Rother.
Quality pair.
Broderick Thomas and Jeff Jamrog are the ends. Gerard Green comes in as a third wide receiver again on 3rd and 7. Gundy with a straight drop back has time, but knocked down. It'll be 4th down. Intended for the tight end, Brian Keith, number 82. That brings up a 4th down. And the left-footed punter comes on.
It's a nice punt, Vern. He gets pretty good hang time out of it.
Dana Brinson. Good field position for the Cornhuskers at the 49-yard line. Barry Sanders is the number 1 punt returner in the country. There's Croker. 36.4. Barry Sanders waits at the 10. He's already returned 2 for touchdowns this season. Nice high kick. Sanders lets it go over his head. They had in mind when they went deep to Gerard Green, but Gundy overthrew him. So we are scoreless with 11 minutes to go. First quarter, Gundy will throw again. He's such a terrific scrambler. Finds his tight end on a double tight end set. No, it's the wide receiver, Hartley Dykes. The junior out of Bay City, who is the number 1 receiver in the Big 8 with 32 coming in.
Mike Gundy, the quarterback, always is on the verge of scrambling. Now, he's right in the middle of your screen. Now, he won't stay there very long. See, he moves out of that pocket, throws the crossing patterns, in this case, to Hartley Dykes, who's the big physical receiver, and you better tackle him and hang on because he can run out of those arm tackles.
Gerard Green enters the lineup now on first down 10, taking the place of Ronnie Williams. First and 10, Oklahoma State. Gundy, 2-step drop, fires it high, caught by Gerard Green. The junior out of Port Arthur, Texas. The Nebraska defense, Leroy Etienne and Steve Forch are the linebackers.
Outstanding pair.
And the defensive secondary, Hicks, who just made that tackle, along with Charles Fryer, Brian Washington, and Mark Blazek. Second down and 3. Pat Jones looks on, a double tight end set now on this short yardage situation for Oklahoma State. They fake it to Thurman Thomas. Gundy fires it out. Nice little nifty play. Thurman Thomas, having taken the fake, gets the pass. You know, his performance a week ago in the win over Colorado, 21 of 28. And he He's hitting 63% of his passes.
He's 56% on his career, and he's got 2 years to go.
Coaches said if he learned to throw short, he'd be hitting 75%. Here's Thurman Thomas. Thurman Thomas with 5 consecutive 100-yard-plus games this season.
He is a great running back. Regardless, at any level, when you watch this guy run, he will run successfully in the National Football League.
2 years ago, as a sophomore, Thurman Thomas had a terrific season, 1,650 yards.
He's only 47 yards off that pace this year.
Then he had an ankle injury that bothered him most of last year, a knee surgery, rather. And he was down around a 700-yard season. Second down and 13, Gundy on the roll. Lobs it out for Hartley. Tykes diving try incomplete at the 21. Curtis Mayfield it was.
Number 17, he's another pretty good receiver, 6'1". He looks bigger and heavier than the 165 pounds as listed, but he was in the slot, sort of ran an out and up.
There's that Syracuse Penn State score. The 80-yard reception on the first play, and Notre Dame over Air Force. They haven't handled Air Force in recent years. 3 wide receiver set on 3rd and 13. Oklahoma State is an excellent 56% on third down conversions, but most of them are 3rd and 5 or less.
High snap.
High snap. Gundy dropped at the 39. Neil Smith, number 99.
What really fouls up a quarterback in the shotgun formation, Vern, is when you get the high snap, as you'll see to the right side of your screen. Now he cannot read the defense. It's a little tougher to locate his receivers. He moves up inside the rush, starts to scramble, then comes Lee Smith, number 99, Neil Smith, rather, and this guy can really fly that defensive end.
That will bring on for Pat Jones, Kerry Cooper.
Great punt.
Punter. Dana Brinson waits for it. Gets right, looks for the wall. Can't find it. Down to the 15. Flag is down. Way upfield to the 35.
Vern, do you think these kids are fired up? Holy mackerel. They're coming right out of their helmets.
That was Marco Moore who made the tackle. And our referee is John McClintock, and we'll check the infraction. Looks like it'll be against Nebraska.
Flipping penalty on the run back. There'll be first
One half, that's right. That's a machine. Dreadful kickoff. Barry Sanders, who started this season with a 100-yard kickoff, is back to return, and they kick it away from behind his Sanders, number 21.
He has some shape. Look at that.
That's one reason Oklahoma State is averaging 24.8 yards per kickoff return.
And he's averaging 32 yards
To return.
This is something, Vern, you can't coach. Now, follow the running back. He picks up a good block, and he sees things. He has good vision. Now, look at that little shake and break there. Now, watch him drop his hips down right here. See him get the center of gravity down, gives him a shake. He's going to break back around. Good spin move. That's athletic talent, not coaching.
1st and 10, Oklahoma State. They trail as Barry Sanders looks on. 7-0, Nebraska. Ronnie Williams is the motion man. Thurman Thomas tripped up as he gets near the 20-yard line. Fumble. Nebraska's ball. First fumble this year for Thurman Thomas.
First fumble for Thomas, coming into this ballgame with 120 carries. Let's see, he had the ball tucked away nicely. Here's the line of scrimmage. It's going to be handed off deep. It's a good exchange. He has the ball in 2 hands. Now he tucks it away. He's up in the air. It's pulled away. He gets the ball out away from his body. Now that is number 80.
Roderick Thompson.
Roderick Thompson. He makes those big plays.
Jamrod recovered it. First fumble for Thurman Thomas. Quarterback fakes the draw play. No, hands it off to Thurman Thomas. The senior out of Missouri. At 6 yards on 4 carries today. Here's Gundy as a man. Ronnie Williams, number 15 from Wichita Falls, Texas. First 3 games last year. And against Houston, he had a bad first half. They replaced him with the true freshman Gundy, moved him to wide receiver. And if you're wondering if they might not take advantage of him at wide receiver with his passing ability, the answer is yes. And if you think Nebraska is not aware of it, the answer is no. They're very much aware of it.
We sat there the other day and talked to Charlie McBride, the defensive coordinator. He says, with all those quarterbacks they have spread around at different positions, we're ready for everything. There's Jones. I like those intense guys. You know, and it rubs off on the players.
3rd and 1.
They made that burn.
Quarterback sneak up the middle.
You know, getting back to Ronnie Williams, this guy's problem was not that he could.
Or small. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
Trying to solve a problem some defensive stuff, I'm sure.
Thurman Thomas dragged down by the shirt. Steve Forts, the linebacker, number 38.
Outstanding man, now deceased.
3rd and 12. Gundy. Play fake. In trouble. Incomplete to the tight end, Brian Keith.
See, that's where he's really affecting the ballgame. That's the confidence the coaches have.
Gundy with a play fake, goes deep, and he overthrows a wide open receiver at the 43. Hartley down. 3rd down and 4. Gundy flips it left side. Thomas in
Great
trouble.
defensive play. That John Marco, now a backup outside linebacker, came in there, made a nice play. Swing pass, he looks downfield first. Gundy takes the ball straight back in the middle of your screen. He looks downfield to try to get the linebackers to drop straight back. Now he turns and lays it out there trying to get the screen, but here comes the defensive end. John Marco making a very nice play. They just couldn't get out there to get him blocked.
Makes it 4th down. Kerry Cooper will punt. Rod Smith and Dana Brinson deep, and Nebraska averaging 18 yards per return.
Great punt.
That is a terrific punt. Brinson over the shoulder at the 15. Now, he may have outkicked his coverage. Not quite. Out to the 34-yard line. His team has been outrushed, or out offense, 217 to 35, and outscored by 14. Here's Drennan. Barry Sanders and Mitch Nash are deep. Short kick. Taken by Mitch Nash. And he gets it out near the 27-yard line. That last got 10:21 to go, first half. Out of the shotgun, Gundy. Defensive stunts in the line, and Gundy scrambling. Lobs it and overthrows Thurman Thomas. He threw it away. And the shotgun again. Gundy across the middle, deep, has a man. Gerard Green, first down at the 45-yard line. At their own 45. They'll throw it again, and they'll throw it deep into double coverage. Battle for the ball. Caught! Hartley Dykes, first and goal.
Actually, in many cases, that ball would have been intercepted. He goes up inside the zone. Now the safeties pick him up. Mark Blazik, number 23. There's Blazik right there trying to come. He's right in, actually shoves off. He actually pushed him away and ends up making the catch. Heads up play. Did you see him burn? He actually shoved Mark Blazik. The officials didn't see it. Hey, don't see it, doesn't count. First down.
They say he's got good hands. You saw 2 examples of it. First and goal. Pitch out. Thurman Thomas jammed up at the 5. Thurman Thomas and Hartley Dykes came in the same class. And there's a flag down.
The one thing Nebraska can't do is say, hey, we've got 14 points. Let's relax and just have fun. There's no fun in a football game until it's over and you've won.
Face mask, Nebraska. Pat Jones looks on. I think there was an interesting circumstance last night. By 14. 7:23 to go, first half. Mike Gundy in trouble. Caught and dropped. Roderick Thomas, number 89.
Right up underneath the man.
Gundy now 8 of 17 at 2nd down and 18. They try the draw play to Thurman Thomas, and boy, is he having trouble getting unraveled this afternoon. They've got his number. Play fake. Gundy scrambles. Looks deep, has a man open. Gerard Green, he never saw him. Now he fires, and it's incomplete. He waited a second too late.
Boy, and I'll tell you, it was a great defensive reaction by Lawrence Hicks, number 8. He was back there, maintained position on the field, vision on the quarterback. The quarterback is well enough. And right now, they're just physically getting handled.
Cooper back to punt again. Rod Smith and Dana Brinson wait for it. Got that low crouch, and then springs out of that crouch. And here's the left-footed punt. Not as good this time. See what kind of roll he gets thus far in Oklahoma State bounce.
Oklahoma State and Nebraska. Let's send you back to Vern Lundquist.
Thank you, Brent. We're back in Stillwater, where Oklahoma State has just held, and John Kroger is on the punt on 4th down. Not a particularly effective punt, but it bounces away from Barry Sanders. May have hit an Oklahoma State player.
It hit an Oklahoma State player.
That may have hit an Oklahoma State defender. That's the indication from the Nebraska players, and now...
No, I tell you, it looked like it to me. That ball took a very weird bounce, and it looked like it was
on a 28-yard run to give Nebraska its second TD. Gundy with a play fake. Gundy dances and is tackled at the 22. Gundy on the option roll. Back to the 10. Back to the 15. That is the 4th Nebraska sack of the first half.
Roderick Thomas again. That's what's this guy done.
Darn right. They settle on that Nebraska winner. Coverage again. Incidental contact is the call, and there is no flag. As Brian Washington was defending Hartley Dykes.
Actually, it appeared to me that he should have gone for the football and intercepted. You'll see number 5 right to the right side of your screen. Now, go to the football. Go to the football. Getting at his highest point. He doesn't quite get there. Actually, it was a good job by the receiver of preventing the interception. He prevented the interception. In the middle of your screen, number 11, Hartley Dykes going for it. He's a big, strong guy. Good jumping authority by Brian Washington. He prevents the completion.
That brings on Kerry Cooper.
Another long punt. I hope he doesn't have punt the coverage.
Dana Brinson, number 33. Good downfield coverage by Oklahoma State. Forces him out of bounds at the 38-yard line. With 21-0 lead. Seems just a couple of minutes ago that Oklahoma State was first and goal at the Nebraska 2 with a chance to cut the lead in half. But Charles Fryer intercepted the ball, and now, great kick. Chris Drennan kicks it into the band.
Taking a look at that last touchdown again from the end zone, focus on the linebacker to the right side of your screen, number 53, as he fires. Now, it's all right to do that, but if you fire in there, you better get there. Otherwise, you're dropping everything and the responsibility of making the play on a defensive back and outside linebacker, and the linebacker was getting blocked badly.
So Jones gets the touchdown, and it's 21-0 Nebraska. I tell you, I like this flat top look that the cheerleaders and the players have in Nebraska. It makes me feel like it's 61 again.
It's better than that long hair, John.
That's right. I feel like I'm a senior in college. I used to wear that stuff, Dick, and I know you did too. Neil Smith makes the tackle. Barry Sanders the ball carry. Last scoring drive, 62-46 to go. Third quarter, Vern Lundquist and Dick Vermeil here in this Big 8 encounter.
I'll tell you, to start out your first drive of the second half down here, you have to really suck it up. You just can't start out throwing the ball. If you throw 3 incomplete, you're punt from there, and Nebraska's got the ball back. You've got to go ahead and give the ball to that running back.
Well, and Thurman Thomas is just having a very tough time. They tried a quick count quarterback sneak, and that doesn't work.
Was that an intentional play or a bobbled snap?
That could have been. Competitor. That's Charlie McBride. He said of Murray, he's listed at 5'10", but who's kidding whom? That's thrown away. And it'll be third and long, intended for Ronnie Williams. 7 carries.
That's a long ways from his average. You have to credit the defensive front of Nebraska.
By the way, the one loss when Oklahoma State and Thurman has rushed for 100 came against Oklahoma. He is the only back in the last 3 years to rush for 100 or more against the Sooners. And he had 100 on 23 carries, but Oklahoma won that game a year ago. 2 years ago. Here's the pass. Good first down. Boy, nice play. Brian Keith, the senior from Urbandale, Iowa. First and 10. Thurman Thomas hit behind the line again.
See, they're getting him before he can even get started. He can't even make it.
He was injured and has played very well and is now playing more than Jones is, who's back and healthy. That pass in for the
Head taken off and come up with a catch. All kinds of different toughness.
It's a paradox. Thurman Thomas has the high tops, but they've slowed him down today. They fake the draw.
There's a stunt that time by Jeff Janrod, number 80, and I'll tell you, he really came around on that stunt, and no one picked him up, and he really got a shot on Mike Gundy. Here comes Jeff Janrod, number 80. A 3.6 business student giving the quarterback business. To the right side of the screen, number 80, look at, not picked up. He stunted inside the blocking protection scheme and caused the bad throw. Boy, he got hit.
Here's the best thing Oklahoma State has going for it today. Kerry Cooper has averaged 48.5 yards per punt. The problem is he's had to punt nearly 10 times, and that punt is not particularly good. But it gets a cowboy roll, and he's going to come out looking terrific on this one.
The big thing the offense did, though, is that
Right now, here's Barry Sanders, and he decides,
whoa, he's got a shot.
maybe wise. How about that? Well, that'll be a spark, even if it doesn't lead to anything.
That little hesitation in the end zone sometimes allows the coverage to overrun itself that time and forms a defensive wall, and he popped it. He darn near took it down. Remember, he had a 100-yarder to his credit. Now, you'll notice as he catches this ball to the right corner of your screen, he starts to stay in the end zone. See? Oh, I'll go, he says. Here he goes. He's pointing direction there. Hey, block this guy, block that guy. He finds the crack. And, Vern, do you know where he learned to run kickoffs like this?
I'll bet you do.
Going to the dinner table at home. He's one of 11 children. you know, you learn to return quick kicks that way.
Here's Gundy back to throw.
Nice catch.
That is a very nice catch. Gerard on the board. Mike Gundy is 10 of 24 for the game now, and Thomas has been held to 8 yards and 8 carries.
You know, Pat Jones told me the other day when we first got here that he was really concerned because on Monday and Tuesday, the squad was sort of flat in practice, and he couldn't figure out why they would be flat getting prepared to play Nebraska, but he thought maybe that they drained themselves a little bit in their big win over Colorado, which was a big game. But then on Wednesday and Thursday, they really came back strong, and he said he was no longer worried about it. But maybe emotionally, that game did take a little out of him.
Play fake. Gundy pumps once, locks a cheek. Hard Dykes. First down at the 33.
Nice catch.
10, Oklahoma State trails by 28. Gundy goes deep left side. Man-for-man coverage incomplete at the 7th. Nebraska already with 454. We're in the third quarter. There's the pass. Down to 26. They hand it off to Thomas. He comes left, and he's in further trouble.
Hello.
Leroy Etienne, number 47, the junior linebacker from New Iberia, Louisiana. In that voting.
Well, he's been a candidate along with Tim Brown and Gaston Green and Craig Hayward and those kind of people. Bobby Humphrey, Gordy Lockbaum.
Well, among other things, he may be kissing the Heisman goodbye. He's got 6 yards on 9 carries. Oklahoma State trailing by 28. They're 7 of 18 on fourth down attempts this year. That graphic is not correct. And there's the pass.
Great catch. Great catch and very good defense, just well executed. Give them credit.
To go, third quarter. Gundy, two-strap. Oh, boy. That time it's John Marco, the junior out of Bellevue.
Grandma, watch the receivers break back to him. He's got a guy deep. Intentional grounding.
No flag? No flag.
The receivers did break back with the scramble technique of the quarterback at the party.
That's right. And then starts by the Nebraska defense. Gundy lobs it out. Good defense. Incomplete. Super defense for Nebraska. They send 4. Gundy dances. Still on his feet. This will make the highlight film of Nebraska's season. He's got it. And Ronnie Williams makes the tackle but loses a yard.
Well, I'll tell you. He's exciting.
Because the Big 8 winners an automatic invitee down to Miami. There's the kick again. And Sanders grabs it at the goal line. Gets back to the 20, and then the flag comes fluttering down on the far side of the field. That's been proven out. Barry Sanders has replaced Thurman Thomas now. And Sanders loses yardage. I don't know whether that change is permanent. 172 yards. Oh, there's Smith. Almost caught him for a safety. Has a man open. First down. Hartley Dykes. Yeah. First and 10. Oklahoma State. Trailing by 35. Gundy flips it left side. Nice catch. Gerard Green on this.
He hadn't been on the sideline very much in his career.
Gundy. Ronnie Williams. First down after the 40-39 again. They flip it to Hartley Dykes. Manages to hang on. He's out to the 46. Lorenzo Hicks makes the tackle.
The one thing you know,
113. He came in with 32 catches. Gundy, scramble, pulls up, fires it deep, tipped, almost intercepted.
That could have been intercepted.
Randall,
I'll tell you, have a good ground game in Nebraska.
third down. Dancing through the middle, Barry Sanders. And John, good program. First and 10. Gundy, left side. Up in the air, the catch made by Curtis Mayfield. The first play.
That's the big play. You know, Irving, he's a cousin to Irving Fryer, not a brother. Some people thought he was a brother. I heard that mentioned. He is a cousin.
Draw play. There it is. There he is. That's Barry Sanders. Breaks free and squirts out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Nothing. Oklahoma State is moving right now. They've got the ball with a first and 10 at the Nebraska 30. The handoff goes to Barry Sanders, who darts to the outside. Has darkness. What a roll. Mark Blazek may have gotten a hand on him. Here's Gundy. Slant pattern. Oh, he run. Is it a complete pass? No.
Usually the safety coming inside out or a linebacker coming down your throat. Great tackle.
Gundy flips it out to Sanders, who's got three blockers in front. Sanders is hit at the 7. And Gundy looks for the slant pattern, finds it in the end zone. Incomplete.
Never throw the ball late down the middle, Vern. That's an interception.
Dr. Boger. He's waving at us right now. His wife, Frankie. They have been wonderful hosts for us here in Stillwater.
Great smoked salmon there last night.
That's where you were. Here's Gundy on fourth down. Drills it. Incomplete. Neil Smith applying the pressure, and Nebraska takes over.
You know, getting back to the president of the good program.
Chris Smith has come in at quarterback now. Thurman Thomas, 6 yards on 9 carries. Smith will go for a bunch into triple coverage, and incomplete. Brent Parker, number 29, is the intended receiver. Flag down. May have a pass interference call. Now, 16 seconds to go. Barry Sanders.
They have some
blocked.
They have some quickness in those young kids, don't they?
They sure do. 8 seconds to go. This should be the final play of the game. Oh, Barry Sanders looks for the wall. Oh, he is exciting. And that should be it. The clock shows 0. Pat Jones and his ball club fall to 5-1. Nebraska goes to 6-0 and solidifies its hold on at least number 2 in the country.